And joining us live now is Steve Tybor, who I mentioned is founder of 8 Days of Hope, which is part of the recovery effort in Florida. He is live now in Fort Myers. Steve, it's a real pleasure to have you on here with us tonight. And I wonder if you can begin by just telling us the kind of work that your volunteers have been doing there since you've arrived and what you're seeing in the area that we know has been so hard hit.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I've been doing this for 17 years, and every time you see a disaster of this size, it's humbling when you meet families who've lost everything to no fault of their own. Our volunteers have come from all over the country, including Western New York, Orchard Park, Batavia, Buffalo, Elma. They're here, they're on their way. Today, we've been meeting families just to meet with them and talk about the help we're going to provide starting tomorrow morning. Of course, that is usually the most unique day because the volunteers will go do what we've asked them to do, to muck out a house or to do some chainsaw work or to tarp a roof that's lost shingles. But meeting these families, just listening to their stories, letting them cry, letting them share their pain, to us, that's as important as helping them with their homes. So we plan to be here for the entire month of October. Not happy that we're here for this reason, but happy that we can help.
Steve, your group has done incredible work here in Western New York, not even the scene of a natural disaster, when you're doing that. But you have been, as you said, to a lot of these different disaster areas. I imagine this one is especially bad, right?
This is like the perfect storm. With Harvey, there was 330,000 homes in Houston that flooded due to water damage. With Michael, Panama City, Florida, the wind damage was through the roof. This was the combination of both wind and water. So unfortunately, the perfect storm. I'm right here in Fort Myers. I mean, behind me, about a quarter mile is a lot of the pictures you've been seeing on video. Had to find a church with a power and Wi-Fi so I can hook up with you. But yeah, it's been humbling. This is going to be a long journey. This is not a quick fix. This is a 5 to 7 year recovery. You don't wave a wand. I don't care, who's in office or who's not in office. This is going to be a big, long journey.
Steve, I know how important faith is to you and the people who volunteer with your group. I imagine that helps you kind of get through this. Obviously, your thoughts and prayers, and you're there to work for the people who have been impacted. But this is tough on the volunteers and on people like yourself. How do you factor that into the difficult work that you're doing?
We're a Christian organization, different denominations. And so you have Baptists and Catholics and non-denominational people that join together, set aside their differences. And we have volunteers that come and serve with us. They've never been in church. We welcome them as well. It is humbling because, I say this over and over again. When we leave here, we're going to be exhausted. I mean, I'm not 20 anymore. Neither are a lot of these volunteers, but our hearts are going to be full. We will make friends that will be friends forever. And think about this, to no fault of their own. People have woken up and they've lost everything, and then a stranger shows up and they smile and they hug, they cry together, they pray together, and then we help them with their house. Something unique happens during that time, and we'll be doing that the next 4 or 5 weeks.
And Steve, I've got less than 30 seconds left here, but there is such a connection between Western New York and really the entire state of Florida. So many people have family members down there. When I was down last week helping cover the storm, I ran into so many people from this area. That makes it hit home for our viewers who are watching right now.
Yeah, and there's a lot of transplants. So a lot of people who I've known over the years that lived in Buffalo at one point are texting me while I'm on the airplane this morning saying, hey, I live an hour away. Can I come? Hey, I'm 2 hours away. Hey, can we bring our church group or our business group? Yeah, the City of Good Neighbors, it's real. I'm telling you, the City of Good Neighbors is real, and I'm proud to be a citizen of Buffalo, New York.
We've been talking with Steve Tybor, founder of 8 Days of Hope. Thanks so much for the work that you're doing down there, and thanks for taking a little bit of time to talk with us about it.
Thank you so much, brother. Have a great night.
All right, you as well.